Nvidia is developing a new chip that can be exported to Chinese markets. So, is the stock finally a buy? Keep watching as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. The A800 GPU will be replacing the A100 GPU, which had a government restriction for Chinese exports. The A800's production started in the third quarter and it meets the export requirements, which earlier were a problem for the company. This development is a sign of work being done to improve the conditions of the chip industry, and in the long term, it will help Nvidia take an edge over AMD and other competitors. Next up, Cathie Wood's flagship ETF has sold 218,000 shares of Nvidia in the past 3 weeks, and 26 analysts have rated the stock a buy with 11 hold ratings and 1 sell rating. In our opinion, this is a short-term slump, and once market recovers, the chip market will follow as well. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for Nvidia, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get in the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that the good news has sparked some interest in the buying pressure, of course, and we're already up around 3 to 4%, right? Pretty much 3.5%, I guess, in the pre-market itself, going from a price of $143 to a price of $148. But now what's exactly going to happen, in my opinion, is that we'll probably hit this resistance around this area at pretty much 150, 151, right? Of course, after the market kind of opens in a pre-market, right? Or rather, the market just opens at the level of 148 in a gap up, we'll probably go up a bit, and then we might just hit a resistance and fall down back. Now, what's going to happen, in my opinion, is that as you guys can see right here, there is a specific pattern building up. And according to that pattern, what happens is that we'll go down, we'll get a slight recovery, go down further, get another recovery, then go down further. As you guys can see, we're currently in the phase of going down further, and we've exactly kind of replicated this trend over here that we got. So first we made a huge curve, which we can see over here. We made somewhat of a huge curve. After that, we went down. So we went down, and wait, let me clear out of these drawings again. And of course, over here, went down, got a spike, went down, got a spike, and after that, continued the downtrend a bit, went up, and now I believe that we're going to form this inflation and deflation trend, of course, because as you guys already know, we got a good news, so the stock price is going to get inflated a bit, and after that, we're probably going to continue this bearish trend going down further. Of course, if we talk about the earnings report, the estimate for the EPS is $0.712, and the revenue estimate is $5.8 billion pretty much. Now, as we already know that China exports did hurt Nvidia's sales a bit, right? The export restrictions and stuff. So I don't really think that it would be that great, but I don't think that Nvidia is going to get a negative earnings report if we look at these past performance reports, and all of the reports that it gave in 2022 itself were positive. So I believe that this report is going to be positive as well. But will it have a good impact on the stock? Short term, probably, but I don't see it happening in the long term. Of course, Nvidia being a strong company, right, with a company that already has so many good earnings reports, the fact that it fell itself proves that it's a victim to the bad market conditions itself. And of course, it will stay a victim to the bad market conditions because you can't really fight the entire market being a small company, or rather even being a big company, right? Even companies like Meta and Apple have fallen into this trap, right? And of course, they're suffering from that as well. And so is Nvidia. So is the stock a buy? In my opinion, we should probably wait a bit and let it, kind of cool down, because of course we're going to continue this bearish trend. And the next level that we're going to hit, according to my experience and intuition, is we'll probably make a bottom around either $100, or if we get, not that great performance on the earnings report, we'll probably even cross the $100 range, making a bottom either around $98 or around $92 or around $88. So these would be the actual and final bottoms, and after this the market probably won't fall any further, if you ask me, because that is it's been a lot of bearish momentum in the market. The market has just been falling literally. If we look at this, right, we've already fallen down from our high of $346 to current prices of around 148, which is already a 60% fall in just 1 year, right? Not even 1 year, less than a year. So that is, of course, a bad thing. But once we fall down to these levels, anything under $100, in my opinion, would probably be a good buy. But of course, if we look at the overall broader market perspective as well, will the stock be able to offer good returns? Of course, if it's around, $100 and it gets back to its old levels and continues the trend. For this, I'll quickly shift into the 1 week chart and it will just be for a minute, so excuse that. But of course, if you look at the long-term trend, we did get a massive fall over here as well, and we did get a massive fall over here as well. So this is just an amplified version of that, and I do believe that we'll continue the good trend once we get out of this entire bear trap and this bad market condition. Of course, the harder you fall, the higher you will grow as well, the higher you will bounce back. So I am not exactly bullish at the moment, but of course Nvidia is a strong company and it is an investment that you can make for the long term, not financial advice. But with that, I'll give the stock probably a price target around the $200 range for, let's say, a year. Right, the markets should recover by 2024. But then again, that's just my own prediction. So to get into more detail, let's quickly jump on into the 1 hour chart. So now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we can see a lot more clearly that, of course, this period was when the chip was announced that the A800 is going to replace the A100 for Chinese exports. And of course, this over here, when we got this major gap up, is when Nvidia has finally, kind of recognized the fact that yes, it is going to launch a chip called A800 and it will replace the A100 for Chinese markets. And it is, great in terms of approvals as well, and it will meet all of the requirements according to the US export laws as well. So with that, of course, we can see that, we do have some levels over here. First up, around $128. Then over here, let me zoom in a bit on this, around $133, around $135 would be a level as well, I believe. Yup, somewhere around $135. An upper resistance was formed over here around 136, but it's now a support, of course. We do have another support around 142. We do have another support around 140. That's pretty obvious. And we did make a double top around 144. 145 would be a good support as well in this context, and 148 itself, currently, the level that we're at is an, a support level in itself. So 150 after that should be a resistance, and then 152, then somewhere around 155. And I don't believe we'll go anywhere above 155 today. So that's pretty much it for the levels. With that, of course, we can see that the trend is short-term bullish. So if swing traders want to hop in, or even intraday traders can benefit from these trends, because we will get a good candle on the upside before we get a pullback. So you can either short it, yeah, right, you can short the stock when it hits kind of a top, and after that, of course, it's a good gain, right? With that, let's quickly move on into the 5-minute chart, as I don't believe there's much left to analyze in the 1 hour chart itself. So now that we're in the 5-minute chart, we can see some interesting price action over here. So first up, we can see that we got squeezed into this range pretty clearly, right? We kind of decreased our volatility from this point in 4th November, right, to this point in 7th November. We kind of, froze our volatility, after which we finally got a breakout after breaking this resistance around 142. Wait, why did I get the trend line? I'm sorry for that. We broke the resistance around 141.5 and 142. So that gave us this good bull trend. It was a short-term trend, of course. After that, we did get a support at 142.65 and a double top at 143.5, another double top around 144, right? Of course, we can see that this trend kind of indicates the fact that we would get somewhat of a gap up, because of course we were in a bullish trend over here, but there is a small catch to it, right? Let's quickly get into the extended trading hours to see what's going on in the pre-market. And as you guys can see, we're already in a bull trend in the pre-market as well. So I believe that it would get exhausted once it gets into the real market, and we should be able to get towards the $150 range before falling down, or either we could fall down and then get towards 150 before again getting a hard pullback. But one thing's for sure that Nvidia or any company in itself won't be able to compete against the entire market and break everything out, right? So, with that being said, I currently am not exactly bullish on Nvidia, but if you want to DCA into the stock, you can average anything under 150 and that would be good. But then again, remember that this definitely was not financial advice and you should always do your own research before investing. Of course, if you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.